If you would arrive to the South Australian Petersborough, you might see a statue of a dog similar to German Collie. It would be a statue of Bob, the railway dog. In this video, I will tell you his story. Bob was born in 1882, but he didn't stick around his home for a long time. At the age of only 9 months, he left his home and became a professional dog hitchhiker on railway locomotives. During his life, he traveled the South Australian railway system, and all the railmen and railway workers knew who he is. After some time, even the passengers started to recognize Bob, and he became quite popular. Bob was most of the time sitting in the locomotive tender, just in front of the coal space, traveling thousands of miles. His favorite place was the Yankee engine. He just loved the big whistle and belching smokestack. People all over Australia claim that they saw Bob in their city-town area. And because of this, many people believe that Bob actually visited all the Australian mainland states. But it's very unlikely that he was able to visit, for example, the West Australia, because this state didn't have a railway connection at that time. But thanks to this popularity, it's no wonder that his home Petersborough made him an honorable guest at the opening of a new railway between Petersborough and Broken Hill. Bob had several accidents during his hitchhiking career. At the start, he was often falling off the train, but after some time, he improved his jumping ability so much that he was able to jump from one locomotive to another, even in motion. According to one story, there was an accident when Bob fell from an engine and injured his leg. He was able to walk with this injured leg 2 miles to the saddle wharf, where he found help. He also lost an inch of his tail, and one time his coat caught fire. But none of these accidents stopped Bob from continuing his railway travels. Heather Parker said about Bob, he had a wonderful temperament and loved people, particularly the engine drivers. He'd start off going in one direction, he'd get off and think about it for a while. He could pick and choose where he wanted to go and hop on another train. He liked Broken Hill, and he had a friend down in Hindley Street, Adelaide, who used to give him food. When the Bob was older, his popularity crossed the Australian borders, and in the 1895 an English magazine Spectator shared Bob's story. They said this: "His name is Railway Bob, and he passes his whole existence on the train, his favorite seat being on the top of the coal box. He has traveled many thousands of miles, going all over the lines in South Australia. He is known in Victoria, frequently seen in Sydney, and has been up as far as Brisbane." The most curious part of his conduct is that he has no master, but every engine driver is his friend. At night, he follows home his engine man of the day, never leaving him or letting him out of his sight until they are back on the railway station in the morning, where he starts off on another of his ceaseless journeys. When the Bob died in the 1895, his body was stuffed and he was still wearing his collar. And even today, you can find his collar at the National Railway Museum in Port Adelaide. In 2009, the local community of Petersborough raised funds for a statue of Bob. This was unveiled in November and is located on the eastern end of the main street. And what exact breed was Bob? We are not sure, but some people believe that he might be related to Bearded Collies, but it's more likely that he was German Collie, maybe mixed with the Smithfield. Mr. Henry Hollamby claimed that he was the breeder of Bob, and he claimed that his father was a German Collie. If you found the Bob story interesting, you might enjoy a book about him, which was released in 2011. I'm giving you a link to the book in description. Thank you for watching, and tell me in comments what is the next famous dog I should make a video about. If you are new on this channel, consider subscribing, turn the notifications on, and check our Instagram, Facebook links are in description. Thank you for watching, see you in the next video.